Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and I have just started playing Titanfall for the first time. Uh, you might ask yourself, well, what the hell are you doing playing a COD knockoff with Max if you are a Battlefield fanboy? Well, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing here. I'm sure I'm not alone here when I say I've enjoyed COD 4 immensely. What it became later can rightly be classified as Call of Poopy though, as the series was a tremendous amount of fun and it became this shit, stamped out on a conveyor belt into a new shiny box with a $60 price tag every year. Needless to say, I stopped playing COD after I found Battlefield. And obviously, as you already know, Titanfall is a first game developed by Respawn Entertainment, a company headed and mainly composed of the guys who left Infinity Ward. After that shit-stain Activision fired the top Infinity Ward guys after Modern Warfare 2, most of the other people left and obviously found a new home at Respawn. And I mean, what can I say? Titanfall has that distinct COD flavor, small maps, lots of non-stop blowing shit up action, no destructibility of any kind, fast frame rate and meh graphics, even same styled classes and menus and everything is, the gameplay is pretty much very similar. Oh, by the way, speaking of frame rate, my first round was seriously stuttering in the video department, and as was my beta gameplay pop, by the way. So, but I found a fix soon. All you have to do is turn off vertical sync and no more stuttering. Right now I'm running it all on max settings as far as it will go in the menu, and as you can see, it's not Battlefield 4 where it will seriously drop down in your frame rates. Alright, so the game is seriously fun, right? And that's the only reason I bought it, as I had said, it's what COD used to be years ago. You have your human players in this game mixed with your AI bots on the same map in multiplayer and in campaign mode. Technically, this game does have a campaign mode, and it's sort of like Brink co-op multiplayer thing, but honestly, it's not very good. I don't know anyone who would buy COD for its campaign. I mean, everyone just buys COD for its multiplayer, right? To have fun. So, you only have 5 game modes. Well, 6 actually, but the 6th game mode is just a mix of the others in a variety pack, so 5 really. Attrition is sort of like a glorified team deathmatch. Last Titan standing is just duking it out with in your Titans until it is smashed to pieces and your team gets their asses handed to them. And honestly, it's not a very fun game mode because you can't respawn, and after you die you just have to wait until the round is over, so it's just sitting there and not playing your game. Hardpoint is just that, Conquest small. Capture the Flag also speaks for itself. And Pilot Hunter is a mode where you try to kill the enemy human players to score more points before they do. And obviously the variety pack. Obviously parkour is a big part of the game, and in fact the only good reliable way to tell a human player from a bot from a distance as if he's moving vertically instead of horizontally. But I think the reason that humans and AI bots look similar from a distance was done on purpose, it's because precisely that, so you couldn't tell from a distance if he was human or an AI bot. You can do all sorts of crazy shit like wall run and stick tricks together, string them together in a sequence and such. And the game comes with 15 maps, I believe, from the start. Obviously, I haven't seen them all because I had a very hard time with the Battlefield video, which didn't seem to want to render for a second day in a row. So I lost a lot of time there. But the map to me that looks the coolest is probably the one with the flying dinosaurs and dragon things. Rather cool flying dragon things that I've heard somewhere they're supposed to swoop in and carry away whoever they catch, but I haven't seen that myself yet, and I don't know if that's true, but it would be cool if it was true, by the way. Now, some maps have fixed zip lines which you can use to quickly get from one side to the other, and some maps have huge automated gun turrets which will fire on the enemy by themselves. Now, these can be hacked by finding a nearest control panel and sticking your data knife into it and holding it there for 4 seconds, from which time the turret will be fighting for your team. And you can also, by the way, repair turrets that have been destroyed by the Titans in the same way. And same with minions. If you catch one, instead of killing it, you can just stick your data knife into it by pressing and holding E, and then it will fight for you. It will change sides. And as we've known since the beta, you can also jump up on enemy Titans to open up a small access port and shoot the shit out of it to disable it. I recommend jumping off in time so as not to blow your own nuts off. You can also ride friendly Titans, just, jump up on them and ride them into town, shooting the shit out of stuff. And obviously Titans are a lot of fun, and cool things to go bombing around town in. But what some people don't know is you don't have to pilot them. You can just drop them and they will fight for you on autopilot as you go about your daily business, buying milk and eggs and the heart and soul of the enemy. Also, a new addition to the game, an interesting weapon, is you have a smart pistol, which has been frowned upon by many as kind of this OP auto-aiming weapon, but it's a pistol that locks on to stop basically and will fire an auto-aiming bullet to hit the enemy directly, no matter where you aim. Yes, apparently that's a thing. Well, the pistol, contrary to what you might think, isn't very OP because it takes about a second or two to lock on, during which time the enemy, assuming it's a human player, will most likely see you and kill you. It will one-shot a pilot when in guided mode, and it obviously can also fire in regular unguided mode, aiming down sights. Oh, and the smart pistol will also lock onto grenades, which may be very useful in capture the flag modes. It will also lock onto you even if you are cloaked invisible. And by the way, when you are cloaked invisible, only the minions will not see you, but you will be pretty easily spotted by the enemy human players or pilots. But the main idea here is these Titan robots, right? These are pretty cool. You can pilot them yourself, or as I've said before, you can just leave them on autopilot to wreck things for you in your absence. When you request a Titanfall, you mark a spot on the ground and the Titan will come down and smash whatever was beneath you at the time. With a perk, you can also cut down the time on the waiting to the time of the drop, which basically nearly instantaneously smashes your Titan onto other players or Titans. Now, Titans can't jump, but they can use a speed burst, basically relying on it when things get hairy and maybe they need to duck out of the way quickly, or when you've spotted a particularly nice faster clock of enemies and you want to stomp through them. This works too and is surprisingly satisfying. So is the neck snapping and flying hamster kicks, by the way. But that move is trademarked, so you can't use it. Titans also have the ability, the shield ability, as we saw in the beta, that when you hold your tactical ability button, Q by default, you will generate a shield that will catch all of the incoming projectiles, and when you release the button, it will send them all flying back at your enemy. And same as we saw in the beta, there is a perk where your Titan will go nuclear after being doomed, so it will destroy everything and kill everyone around it when it blows up. That's why you have this yellow bar above your HUD that will tell you when you're too close to a nuclear freaking Titan that's about to explode. But my favorite move has to be where you punch another Titan to death. Basically, this can include several animations, but my favorite is where you tear your arms, his arms off his Titan and basically beat him to death with them. It's just so much fun. The game also, as we saw in the beta, includes an Epilogue game mode where, well, it's not really game mode, it's sort of like this aftermath after round where you have already, if you've already won a round, then I'd call it something like the SOAR winners game mode. The Epilogue starts where basically the loser team has to find its way quickly to the evacuation ship, and you as the winner team get to dictate the terms and blow up that ship or kill anyone trying to get to it. So, it becomes a mad dash to the finish, and whoever makes it to the ship in time, and it's very limited, like 20 seconds or so, gets to see this quick little animation of basically going off planet. Overall, the game is super fun, but $60? Honestly, I don't think so. I'm kind of glad I got it for 34 off a Ruski site. So, that's it for my first couple of Titanfall rounds and my quick impression of the game. Tell me if you want to see more Titanfall videos, comment below, and thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video as it helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one. And remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.